The content is being sent to a third party. Got it.
All right, it looks like we are alive. So let me make sure. If y'all are hearing me, just hang on. I got to click some buttons here.
Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube, it says.
That's what it says. So let me make sure I can connect to it. And if y'all are hearing me, give me a second here and I will get us going and recorded.
Okay.
I got 6,000 lives on here, but I don't have mine. Of
I
course.
got meeting chat. Do I need meeting chat open?
That would be just between the two of us, so
Okay, well then never
no
mind.
worries for that. Um, hmm. All right. Well, sorry guys, I won't be able to monitor comments if I can't get to it. Try. Oh, there we are. It took a
Yes.
second. It took a second. Hang on. And I got to make sure the sound is muted on this side so it doesn't echo. It's thinking. It's thinking. I can't get to it. There we go. All right. We are live.
And recording?
And we recording.
Look
Yay!
at us.
Hey, the global world went down, but we did it. So
Yes.
there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. Go ahead and go first, my co-hostess friend.
Hello, my friend. Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 12 or 13?
12.
12 of Holistic Health Happy Hour.
Yes. Yes.
I am Maria Schumacher of Venus 13. Venus 13.com is my website where I talk about all things esoteric. I am a Wiccan priestess. I'm an astrologer. I'm an interior designer by day. And I'm here with my astro bestie, Julie Sherwood.
Hello, my friends. You forgot then my favorite little co-hostess in the whole wide world amongst your whole CV there. So, yes, I love you dearly, darling. Yeah, Sun and Cancer, mush mush. At any rate, I'm Julie Sherwin, your Best Hopes Wellness Coaching, yourbesthopeswc.com. I do constellational 13 sign astrology readings. I'm a solution focused wellness coach, a Reiki master, and a root cause therapy practitioner. So if you want to know more about your life path and getting those blocks out of your way so you can actually be on it, that's what I do. I combine the astrology with the root cause therapy, is my favorite combination. So anyway, so how y'all doing out there?
Yeah. So here we are, halfway through a lunar cycle that is fraught. We'll just go ahead and say it. There's been a lot happening
Yeah,
in this lunar cycle,
yeah,
and we're just about to reach the halfway point. So checking in.
yeah. Yeah, it's this one's been a big one. And I can see anybody who's joining us live on YouTube, I can see the chat now. So if you have questions or comments or how you've been going along since our new moon in Gemini, and now the sun just ingressed into Cancer, so there's a little bit different energy there. But we'd like to know how you're doing because this one's been a biggie. This one's
Yeah.
been really intense. So
Hmm. Hmm.
anyway, and how so has it been really intense, my friend? Pray tell.
Okay. Well, of course, not all that long ago we had the big. I mean, I swear to God, the moment that Mars entered Taurus, everybody started having daddy issues. Absolutely everybody started having daddy issues. And I believe whole heart it's because Mars and Uranus and Jupiter are in the same sign. They're in Taurus together.
Yeah,
So so
yeah,
there is that.
yeah,
There is that. And by daddy issues, I'm talking about, either literal daddy issues or authority issues or, issues with old people or issues with
or even
um
masculine energy
yes.
coming
Yes.
at you.
Yes,
assertiveness, aggressiveness.
masculine energy having has been having some issues. So God bless them. And I probably don't need to elaborate on that because everybody's gotten some of it in a different way.
Yep.
Like gotten some of it in a different way, but it's been playing out in front of our faces. It's probably been playing out in our homes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not witnessing an external struggle with the divine masculine, you're feeling an internal one. So it's a hard time with that masculine energy.
Well,
And
and
I
oh, go ahead.
yeah, no, and and with the recent new moon in Gemini, which also can be weighted toward the masculine, the download of the data and
Right.
the doing and the seeking and the processing, all that. So there's been masculine overload. Now, one of the interesting things about the last new moon, also in Gemini, was that whole rabbit hole data processing. And that's there was that also. Our brains were just on fire. Again, as soon as Mars entered Taurus, though, it took on a whole different quality.
Yes,
And
it
then when
did.
it yep, and then when it conjoined Uranus too, which has that kind of Gemini Aquarius flavor, it took on yet another quality of, all right, so here we are, we're going to just display every divine masculine trait that there is. It's like we're taking divine masculine to the extreme, right? In every direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Well, and I see too, and I think we talked about this in the new moon discussion, but it's again taking that masculine Mars energy, that assertive, action-oriented warrior type energy,
mhm,
and you throw the match of Uranus in there going, I want freedom. I mean, literally, it's like Braveheart coming in on, freedom.
mhm,
It's like that spontaneous spark, that desire to really be the revolutionary, rebellious, future-oriented energy. And then you've got Taurus the bull going, hey, hang on, people. Hang on. Are you stable in what you're
mhm.
doing here?
Or the Taurus, and then you've got that sort of, I don't want to say flip side, but the shadow side of Jupiter and Taurus can be, I am right. This is the way
Yeah.
it is. It is this way, and this is the way it is.
The
And
stubborn bull.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, you get the bully, the stubborn bull, the bull-headed, the, all of the stereotypes of the bull kind of
Right.
set off or counterpointed by that new moon next door in Gemini,
Yeah.
which, you know, lit it all up in the head. So it's,
And it's a barrage. It's
yeah.
that barrage of information, coming in because the sun puts energy behind it. When the sun was in Gemini, it's like it was like that energetic fire saying, go get the data, go get the data, go get the data, go get the data. And then you throw that Mars Uranus in there, that stubborn, bull-headed Martian, by God, I'm going to do it my way. It just, yeah, it throws discernment right out the window. And look, there's nothing in Virgo in this full moon either.
No, not
The stars of discernment.
right.
There's no discernment energy there, right?
Except for the nodes. Yeah. It's
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, pray tell, what does the full moon bring us now that
right.
we hashed out what's come before?
Yeah. So so okay, here we are in the hyper masculine. We've got to do something about stuff. So this sort of fight between, we need to do something about something, except that nothing can change at the same time because I'm stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
How's
Mm-hmm.
that work? You know?
Yeah.
And now Sun has moved into Cancer. Actually, first Venus slid into Cancer.
Yes.
and we started to feel we started to get a little exhale. We started to feel like, okay, maybe I can back away from this a little bit now.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Sun finally got all the way into Cancer a day or two ago, now there's been a feeling of, like I've been saying, Cancer, Sun in Cancer offers a blessed retreat. Like, okay, I can't step back from all of it and be in my own heart space for a bit. In fact, I want to kind of explore my own heart space. I need to look, because I'm the sun, right? I need to
Illuminate.
illuminate, focus on what's going on in there, inside me. How
Mm-hmm.
is all of this stuff that's happening on the outside, everything that I see, everything that I hear, everything that I think, everything that I'm getting fed constantly, all the time, boom, 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 boom. How is it landing in here? How is it landing in here? And I think for a lot of us over the last few days, since we've sort of come into here, we're realizing it's kind of a hot mess in here that we need a break, right? We need to detox from the overload of masculine, masculine, masculine that we have been getting, um, fed us rapid fire.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
remember, the flip side of Mars is fear. Mars, more than any other planet, is susceptible to fear. It's definitely his Achilles heel. He can be made afraid really quite easily. So that fear can be worked on, and I think especially in Taurus, because there's an added need for stability. And if
Mm-hmm.
he isn't
Yes.
there, and yet at the same time, he's been in a not stable part of that constellation. I mean, Algol, maybe a lot of things, but is not exactly known for her stability bringing qualities, right?
Mm-hmm.
There
Well, this is a survival thing too, because Taurus
you
is all about the survival.
go.
You need these things to survive. And so
And
it's tapping into that survival instinct too.
very much so, and perhaps conflating it too. Perhaps
Yes,
like, oh,
Jupiter.
this is not just danger now, this is existential.
Right.
This is an existential threat. It's absolute life and death. Well, maybe not, but that's
How it feels.
been the feelings or the thoughts. Sorry.
And no, I'm laughing because further exacerbated by the moon on Pluto. And we also have a T square with Chiron in
Oh, we haven't even gotten there
Pisces.
yet. Oh, Julie, there's
I
so much
know.
fun. There's so much more fun to talk about.
Uh,
Yes. Yes.
Lordy.
So anyway, here we are, finally having made it through the ordeal of Gemini, right? Now into the little bit of the break of Cancer, where we get to kind of let ourselves process it all through our feels, through our hearts. Now, this is where it gets tricky, and this is where we need to start talking about Moon conjunct Pluto.
Yeah, because you said death, rebirth. And I was like, yeah, there it is.
Mhm.
Reminding folks that may not remember who rules Cancer? Well, that would be the moon. So
That's right.
you have that connection right away with the sun in Cancer and the moon being directly opposite. So there's going to be that dynamic tension between the points where these two sit. And
Yes.
so you've got the sun illuminating the need to go within, to get into yourself, to get into that protective layer that is all under everything and feel the crap. And the moon says, yeah, you really are going to feel it because you got to transform some crap. And it's not only you that has to do it because Pluto is a generational, broad, collective kind of energy. It's not just for you, but if you touch you and heal you and reflect inside of you, then you can bring that out to help that collective healing, which is
That's
what
it.
Chiron's asking for too,
Yeah.
right? Because this is a transit. This is for the collective, and how you experience it is connected to your specific chart. But just broadly speaking, Lordy. And let's talk about these cusps. I mean, you've got the sun on the cusp of, just inside the first few degrees of Cancer. You've got the moon and Pluto at 0 degrees of Sag Capricorn.
Mhm.
And then you've got Saturn retrograde on the cusp of Aquarius Pisces. So that makes that much more friction of all the energy because it doesn't quite know which energy to pull on.
And Venus on the cusp of, you
Oh,
know,
yes.
right there at the edge of Leo. Mhm.
Right, right. Cancer, Leo. So you've got all this friction. I just picture this tangled up ball of yarn that's not a nice smooth ball. It's all,
Well, yeah, and for
friction.
me, yeah, for me, it's like all of these like radio dials not quite tuned in.
Mm,
The static, the
yes.
this is and that's how it comes through for me.
Yeah.
That
And you're
is,
gonna feel it. Yeah.
um,
Yeah. So it's a
yeah.
it's a
So,
and we just had the Pluto return for the US this week. So
which
that
was so much fun. I mean, really, who could have predicted the fun times that there would have been for
oh,
that this
Rudy.
week, right, guys? I
Yeah.
mean,
Generational transformation. I mean,
yay.
you can't, you can't.
You just can't. It's I was talking to my husband this morning, and the way I described it with him, it's like we at some point, went to bed innocently one night and woke up in the upside down.
It reminds me of the movie Inception, if anybody's ever seen that, where the world is
Kind of.
completely upside
Yeah.
down. It's
Yeah.
kind of like that. Wait, what? Up is down and down is up. Well, and that kind of goes with the nodes too, right?
Right.
So as above, so below.
Bizarro world. We just sort of really, yeah.
Yeah.
So at any rate, the question is, when the hell is this going to end? And frankly, I think we've got to wait until Mars gets out of Taurus. That is what I think. I think that we're kind of in bizarro world until Mars finally gets out of Taurus, which sadly is like the end of August or something. I
Oh,
looked.
Lordy. Well,
Yeah,
and in some
it's a
ways, I
while.
don't know, that could be good or bad because then he ingresses into Gemini where it's all that action and all that data collecting again. It's like crap, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Look at your
true.
friends
But
behind you. We've got friends behind you.
oh, yep, it's hi everybody. Hello. Hello.
That would be the sun in Cancer. Bring the beautiful little deer.
It's every
Aw.
night.
Yep. Yep.
Family Stompy comes through here.
I love
Every
it.
night.
I love
There's,
it.
I don't know if you can see my cat. She's
Oh, yeah.
watching.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Too
This
funny.
is, I know my life sucks so hard, doesn't it?
No, no.
Okay. And this is a beautiful example, right? So look what just happened. We're sitting here talking about how crazy the world is. And yet the reality of my life every day in Maria world, and you just witnessed it, is deer walk across my lawn. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
so and so this is how um and that is what I think Mars coming into Gemini is going to give us, is finally that open eye, like, wait a minute, what I've been fed by everything that's been downloaded at me does not match reality as I know it. God damn it. That is what I think we're finally going to get, is that aha,
Well, and I think
something's really, really right. And I think some of us are getting that right now, but
the sun in Cancer also invites us to redefine the word home,
yeah,
right? And I was just thinking that here you are in this beautiful little space that is your home. And can you find sanctuary in that? Now, granted, I fully acknowledge there are some people that in their world right now, home is not a safe sanctuary or a comfortable or a non-toxic sanctuary. But the question is, when you are in that kind of a situation, do you have some space, even if it's just in your heart in a moment, to create that sense of home?
yeah,
You yourself are coming home to you.
that's it. I
And
mean, there are people for whom this, my little postage stamp of a yard, would be totally slumming it. They would be like, I couldn't live in such a small house. I couldn't deal with such a small yard. I couldn't,
yeah,
and everybody's deal is different. So yeah, you're right. The question is, can you find your home wherever you are.
Right.
And we have the power to make our spaces our homes and retreat to them. And that is a gift that this Pluto conjunct the moon across from Cancer can really offer us. And I think that if we leaned into that, that maybe the transformation, as we say, that in holistic health, we often look to the opposite
Right.
an afflicted place in the chart for its remedy. So if the moon and Pluto are the affliction right now, then the remedy is up there in Cancer, is up the Sun and Venus in Cancer, in that home, in our ability to make our own home for ourselves and make where we are our home and decide to use it. Like, yeah, I'm going to tune out of things. I'm going to turn off outside influences, and I'm gonna just stare at my postage stamp of a yard and watch the deer walk through.
Well, and Venus invites that, right? Connect to those five senses. Connect to the beauty around you. What do you value in that space when you're in that internal self? And I
Mhm.
and I posted something in the daily today. I think it was today. Crap, I don't know. What day is it? Um,
It was today. You posted a beautiful
it's that
picture.
whole
Thank
thing
you
of
very much.
connecting to your senses, right? You feel into the body and you go into your heart and you just feel that emotion for the moment. Is it anger? Yeah, I'm really pissed. I'm really angry at what the hell's going on right now, whether it be local, global, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just feel the anger. And when you get that sensation, it's like, what can I do to expel that anger? And if you want to engage in some of your senses, one idea I posted was go dig in the garden or something. Get your fingers in the dirt as you're digging and you're getting that anger out and you're just pushing that energy.
Mhm.
Or if it's sadness, go connect to some soft music that brings that healing energy to your heart so you can bring that sadness up and out, and so on. Use those five senses. Use them,
Mhm.
you know? And then we also talked about how to manage this in a way where you connect to that little one that's in you, the little inner child, the little baby, the little Maria, the little Julie, the little Mary, the little George, whoever you are. And a lot of us have forgotten that little one because we're so
You know,
busy doing the Mars stuff.
yeah, exactly. The Mars and Jupiter and the adulting there, or the whatever, or responding to what gets thrown at us.
Mhm.
Um, and I wonder, Julie, if if you're or if anybody out there listening had a monthly spirit guide, a moon guide that kind of helped bring out their inner child. I will say that for me this month it was the dragonfly.
Mhm.
I got a dragonfly this time as kind of my monthly guide. And that just takes me right back to childhood. Dragonflies and childhood. Don't know what it is, but you know.
It's funny because as I was thinking about it, and just to let people know too, is to connect to this astrological cosmic guide, spirit guide of the cosmos, whatever resonates with you. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to sit down and to do that. You can be in a meditative state anywhere. And it just dawned on me. I thought, God, I didn't take any proactive process to do that, but I know exactly what the answer is. I was out in my garden the other day in my yard, and I was standing there and a little hummingbird just came, I mean, quite literally, maybe 2 feet away from me. And it sat on this little structure I have in the yard, and it just sat there and it was flapping its little wings and it was just turning its head and it was moving its little mouth. And it was just, and we were talking to each other. And it flew off for a second and then it came back. And I'm like, yep, that's the one. And Taurus Moon was in her yard, in her garden, just connecting to the things around her, and this little hummingbird decided to hang out. I mean, I have them around, but this one was so close and it stayed. And it was unusual color. It was like this little gray with a little tiny bright purple mark right under its beak.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that was it. And it was telling me, slow down and connect to the feels
Hmm.
using your senses, right?
Hmm.
Boy, that
Yeah,
was just an illumination revelation for myself right now.
there it is right there. Well,
Yeah.
it was kind of the same thing for me with the dragonfly,
Hmm.
right? That just was in my face no matter where I looked. Like dragonfly right there, dragonfly right there, dragonfly right there. And I was watering my garden one night, um, watering my willow tree, and it was a little bit windy, and I'm watching this dragonfly try to land on a branch of the willow tree as it's moving. And it was like, dude, you're gonna have a hard time landing on that branch. Why don't you pick something still? And it was like, you know, a V8 moment in spirits. It's like, don't try to land on a moving branch. Land yourself on something still.
Yep.
You're gonna have a real hard time if you insist on landing on that moving branch.
That's it. That's it. And if you're chasing it,
Yeah.
you're going to expend so much energy. And that goes back to the sun in Gemini, the new moon in Gemini. You're
Yeah.
going to expend all that energy chasing, chasing, chasing. And it's like, stop, stop.
Just stop.
You'll know what you need to know when you need to know it. I mean, and that's when the branch stops moving. It's like, oh, there it is, right in front of me.
Right.
Yeah. The other glaring thing on the chart that I see too is that Mars Uranus conjunction is square what?
Mercury.
Yeah. So there's a challenge in that, right? And Mercury and Leo, are you expressing yourself? Doesn't mean you have to be a shit about it, but are you expressing yourself?
Mhm.
And Leo is all about child's play too. Are you expressing yourself playfully? Are you getting out there and again connecting to that little one? You know?
Well, and yes, and also, and also, do you have the courage to change your mind?
There's that too.
Do you
Absolutely.
have the courage to change your mind? Because you're just getting, once again, a lot of stuff thrown at you. And I think during the new moon, wasn't Mercury also in Gemini? And we had a stellium in Gemini. We had like everybody was there.
Yeah, I
Everyone
think so. I know
had
it's
was
pretty
in
damn close.
Gemini during
Yep.
that new moon. So there, yeah, there was a lot coming at us. Now Mercury has made his way all the way over to Leo, where he's got a little more sense. You know what I mean?
And well,
Um,
look who he's hanging out close to too, or what I should say, not who.
Regulus.
Yes, the heart of the lion.
Yes.
Yes. So it's that courage again, speaking from the heart, connecting to that heart center to discern. Granted,
And
again, nothing in
yeah.
Virgo, but the heart will communicate with you.
Mhm.
Mercury on that heart of the lion.
And yeah, and having the courage to open your mind, to change your mind, to accept the alternative perspectives that are coming your way. Because that's also part of it, is that while while we're while some of us are trying to direct the attention of others one way, what we see in that is going to be completely different than what we were intended to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of, and there's like two sides to that coin. It's that, are you willing to change your mind? Like you said,
Hmm.
have the courage to change your mind.
Hmm.
Or are you willing to accept the perspective of somebody else and still be in their space in a loving way nonetheless, even if
Yes.
it's completely contrary to what you believe? And,
Yeah.
and that's where I think the magic is, right? It's like, I don't want to persuade you. I don't need you to persuade me. You may give me your perspective. I may start to go, huh, I never thought of it that way. Or I may not, but I love you still the same.
Right.
Can we do that? And I think we're at a crossroads to ask and answer that question.
Hmm.
You know, embrace the differences in a way that we remember the humanity part of it first.
Hmm.
So, and I think that Saturn retrograde going back into Aquarius, I mean, he's just right at that cusp. He was just about, I'm going to go into Pisces, but not quite yet. Because how do we look at the authoritative figure, the structures, the foundations of humanity, Aquarius. It's time to re-examine that. What do we believe about that? In a way that we can create new things going forward. And again, that Pluto moving into Capricorn eventually is going to help us with that.
And what do we believe about each other?
Very much. Well, Chiron in Pisces.
Yeah.
Heal the compassionate side without taking on all of the angst, you know, and be in compassionate space for others too. And you know, that North Node Pisces is asking us to do that. That's the journey. That's the evolutionary journey. Have that understanding that, yeah, you can use your South Node discernment, the collective you, because this is again a transit, the South Node discernment in Virgo, you know, sift through all the crap. We've been here, done this. Now it's a matter of having compassionate understanding that we are all one in the end. Yeah. We really are. So you can be black, you can be white, you can be orange, you can be purple, you can be up, you can be down, but in the end, we're all one because we're human first and we all come from the same place. We're a spark of the divine, all of us.
Yes.
And that's, I think, the key right now to managing this energy.
And you know, Julie, you'd said it before that a great way to get in that space or reconnect to it is to connect to that inner child. Yes. That child who will just play with any other child. There was no such thing as the divisive stuff, as the delineations that we've discovered as we got older. Right. You know, you're a kid, I'm a kid. Yay, let's play in the sandbox. And so yeah, as much as we can access that inner child, and cancer is a great place to do it because that's kind of where we keep it.
And the little child, this isn't the one that's already 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. We're talking the little 3, 4-year-old, like you said, that sees nothing but another child.
Right.
You know? Yeah. Sees nothing but another child. Come play with me. Okay.
And that is curious about everything. Yes. That is open-hearted and curious and only sees another child, doesn't register a threat because it hasn't learned about threats yet.
Right.
Right?
Right. Yes. Through that divisiveness piece, yes. Right? Now, granted, if I got a toy that you want, you take it away from me. That might be an issue. But in the end, we end up sharing the toys anyway, you know?
You know,
and kids do.
Yeah. Yeah.
They do. They don't hold on to that stuff for, you know, years on end per se, like we do as adults. And it's again, go back to the play, go back to the creativity, go back to when things get overwhelming, just go be that little kid. Just go be the little kid.
And find other little kids who want to play the same thing.
Yes. Or even as an adult, go find, you know, some kids that are, you know, friends of yours who have children, or if you have grandchildren, or, you know, go sit in a park and just watch kids play. Now, man, I'm not talking creepy shit. I mean, just go sit and
yeah, exactly.
And just watch kids play, just for the pure sake of enjoying the innocence and unabashed pleasure that children have in the act of playing. Because as we get older, we try to structure it. Okay, I got about 2 hours here. I'm going to pull the adult coloring book out and all my little crayons. I'm going to color perfectly in the box and all of that. Okay, I played. And no. No. When's the last time you stacked a bunch of rocks to see what they look like? When's the last time you built a little sandcastle if you live close to a beach? When's the last time you just dug little holes and made a fake little town somewhere in your garden? I mean, that's what kids do.
Yeah.
That's what kids do, you know? Maybe even consider going and go to a garage sale or go to a thrift shop and go get Tinker Toys. Now, some of you may not know what that is. I'm aging myself here. Or Lincoln Logs, or Legos, or anything that's a child's toy. Go get that and go play. Kids blocks. You know, when's the last time you did that? Yeah. Construction paper, scissors, and glue.
Right.
Yeah. And actually the moon going into Capricorn, build a structure. but make it fun. Play
Mm-hmm.
with it. Play with it. What can you do to play with it? And feel the pleasure in it. Pretend you're that little 3-year-old. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe you were a child who didn't get that opportunity to express yourself creatively. Now's
Wouldn't
the
it be lovely to create that for yourself now?
Yeah.
So yeah, that the Pluto conjunct moon across from Cancer, I think, can be a really great time to transform that inner child relationship and to do some heavy duty nurturing
Yes.
of that little innocent self
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
wants to live and play in the world.
And don't make it perfect. Again, this is pot kettle black here. Girl's got Virgo ascending, and she got to make it perfect
Yeah,
every time.
yeah. Down, Virgo, down.
Down, Virgo. So when you're going to go play and construct or create, don't make the most.
Leos, help the Virgos.
Yes,
It's
yes.
okay.
Hello, my Leo friends. Come play with me. You know, and actually, that's a good point. If
Yeah,
you're somebody who does tend toward that, right? You got heavy Virgo, you've got heavy Capricorn, you want those structures to be just right. Go find a friend who's that Leo.
yeah.
Go find a friend who is that Aquarius that just does it with the rainbow unicorn approach, right?
If you're even a little bit open to it, they'll probably find you. Somebody's going to come up and just make fun of you, you know,
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, well, there's the universe sending me my. I'm
bless you.
so sorry, you guys. Sending me my lighten up helper.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's actually true. And yeah, so think about the people in your life that are the ones that just play, that don't care about all the structure all the time. And can you connect with that person? Can you find a way to have that person bring out in you what it is? Again, it's that reflective thing, right? It's that reflective thing. So maybe I'm the one that can help you get the toys and have a little bit of structure around that. And then maybe you, my friend, are the one that says, okay, let's just dump the box out and see what happens, you know?
Yeah,
So I think there's something in that too. And again, this is funny because it kind of goes toward what we were talking about too with seeing each other as human first and that balance between the two polarities of structure and abandoned play, or not abandoned, but playing with abandon. Um, having those polarities come together in some way, and seeing how those two opposites can meet in the middle. It's another way to do that, you know. Oh, bless you, my dear friend.
honestly, guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go. I'm having an allergy attack, and
I think we've covered the greater gamut. This one will be a little
I
bit
think
shorter,
we
and
have.
that's okay. And that's okay. So pop into the chat either on the replay of this or on the Facebook page, and we'll come back to you guys and see how it all played out. And
Do we
thank you.
have any questions? Ooh.
No, I think we may have had some delayed connections here, so that's okay. If you guys have questions after the replay or after the recording, just pop them in there, and we'll take a look at them. Make sure you tag us either in the Facebook page or if you tag me on the YouTube channel, I'll catch it. So I'm
And,
going to go
and
ahead and
listen, just
go
before we
ahead.
go, just if anybody is having a really particularly hard time, if anybody is, feeling like they are in crisis and just don't know where else to turn, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I can probably speak for Julie here
Oh
too.
yeah,
Please consider us as an alternative to something drastic. Okay.
yes, yes,
Because while again, we don't want to land in fear. We never do.
no,
But we recognize that these energies right now are particularly hard. And one of the effects is depression and feeling like you just can't get a handle on things and feeling disconnected. And you're not alone, and we are here for you. Reach out on Facebook, reach out in Messenger if you need
yep.
to.
Yeah, and you've got
Please.
abilities on our websites, again, venus-13.com or yourbesthopeswc.com.
Yeah.
I have a contact form. Maria's got contact capability on her website. So, even if it's, I don't know where to turn, if you need resources, I've got
Yes.
a plethora of them in my toolbox, and Maria has her share of tools too. We know part of our commitment to doing this is to ensure that we connect to our community and in a way that helps support you in managing these energies, right? They're energy
Yes.
potentials. So it's understanding them and how to work with them in a way, and also knowing you will get to the other side of it. You
Right.
will. And there are ways to do that. So,
And sometimes the greatest tool in the toolbox is a set of compassionate ears.
yep,
And
yep,
we've got them, and we're happy to share them with you.
yeah. And a kind heart, you know, compassionate ears and a kind heart. That's what it's all. And that's that coming together. I don't care what package you come in when you come.
Yeah.
If you are a struggling human being, that's what matters first
Yes.
and foremost. For me, it's actually just about all that matters. But it's just bring what you got. We can support you, and if we can't, we will help you find someone who can.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right, my friends, I'm going to cut the recording here and let my poor dear friend go get out of the suffer mode.
Oh,
We'll see you out in cyberspace. Again, connect to Maria on the Radical Astrology and Cosmic Reflections for her daily assessments of the energies, and see me out there as well. Thank you, friends.
bye, everybody.
Whew, goodness gracious, are you
Oh,
okay?
oh, something. I'm sorry. Something hit me. So,
It's okay. You know what? I go with what we said. We'll go with whatever comes, and that's
I
okay.
think that was a good. I think that was a good one.
Yeah, it was very just, here we are.
Yep.
So I did, the one thing we didn't get to, but I didn't notice in the chart per se, was Lilith, and how,
No.
did she have any play in the chart?
Um. Whoa.
I just don't remember.
Um. Not. Not this time.
Okay.
Not really. I mean, she was big at the last one. She's still opposite Mars and Uranus. At least Lilith asteroid is.
Okay.
Lilith Black Moon has made her way back into Leo, but she's not really in contact with any of the players right now. So I'm gonna go with no. She's all right this time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh. It's like we'll take what we can.
Yeah.
Lordy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I love you, my friend. These are so much fun. You're good for
Yep.
my heart.
Same, same. Well, and in the recording will render, and then the usual blah 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 blah. I'll put it in the box, and then you can upload it to your side of the moon. And um, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, I can upload it on Facebook too. So I'll get that all figured out. It may be tomorrow morning, but that's okay. The moon doesn't hit full until Sunday, so
Okay.
and I've got a clear calendar tomorrow. So
Love you, my friend.
Mm, be well, be well. Are you off Sunday?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you can rest on
I'm
Monday.
yeah, I got to go to work tomorrow, of course, but I'm off Sunday and Mondays.
Good, good. So rest it up, baby. All right.